Once upon a time, a man wore a shabby shirt. The previous day, he walked in the yard. Taking care of the flowers was a burden, but he wanted them to look attractive. He qualified at taking care of the flowers. The weather was getting bad, so it was urgent to get inside. He was hungry, so he thawed out some meat. While the food was cooking, he decided to respond to an email.
One day I indicated to my parents that I wanted a hamster. They told me before they would consent to a new pet, I needed to be more dependable. Over the next few days, I felt the burden of more responsibility. My hard work paid off. I asked my parents again if I could have a hamster. Unlike their previous answer, this time their response was yes. My desire for a new pet was urgent.
One day, Mia and Holly went to Africa. They both consented to take a train because it was the only way to get there. They went on a walk, and Mia indicated to Holly that they should go to her cousin's stop where she sells mangoes. On their way there, Mia and Holly said their cousin must be dependable to have her own shop. Mia was walking and saw a zebra, and it was very attractive. They went up to him and petted the zebra, and it said, "Hey, watch it, don't mess with the hair." Mia and Molly ran back to the cousin.
Last week, I had decided right before the deadline to sign up for track. I forgot the papers at school, and my parents told me that I should be more dependable. The coach told me that it was very urgent to have a checkup completed and it to indicate what size t-shirt I will need. We tried to use my previous physical. My parents had to sign a consent allowing me to participate in the sport.
One day in Minion World, this girl Minion was so attractive. This boy Minion had to carry a heavy burden. The Minion had a suggestion. His mean boss didn't consent it. The girl Minion said, "We should find a dependable boss." The bad Minion shot a firework to scare them. The other Minion indicated the firework. The previous day, it was a better day than today.
One day I was walking around on my Minecraft server playing with a person. His name was Skydoes Minecraft. I was walking around in shabby skins. Skins are people's clothes. The previous day I was walking around in the regular old Steve skin. My new skin, the cow skin, was attractive. Carrying things on survival mode is a burden. I had to indicate to Skydoes Minecraft that creepers were coming out. There was no response. This was urgent.
One day I went to Magic Kingdom and the castle was very attractive. Then my mom indicated Splash Mountain was near. Then my dad asked, "Do you want to go on Splash Mountain?" And I responded back, "Yes." That night my mom put out some meat to thaw. We went to Epcot and depended on my family not to lose me.
One day in the beautiful Minecraft, don't mind the attractive hostile mobs, Steve spawned on top of a 50-block high jungle tree. He had the urge to jump, so he did, and he didn't turn render distance all the way up. While he was falling, he indicated the creeper directly under him. He was falling, and the creeper blew up at the exact perfect time, so he flew all the way back up. Not too shabby, the creeper thought.
Once upon a time, there was a town called Mysterious. The thing that qualified it to be called mysterious was that the food, animals, electronics, and plants, in fact, everything was alive and talked. The plants wore shabby clothes, and the girl electronics and foods were not that attractive either. However, the men electronics looked good, but they carried.
One day the ALI found a dead body in the lounge of the library. He was not responding. This was urgent. They looked in the vanity for clues. It was hot. The air was thawing their clothes. Their clothes became shabby. They remembered the previous days some students from a high school were found curled up and moaning in the bathrooms. They checked the necks and there are 2 fang marks on each. They think the marks are from a vampire. They did not qualify as animal bites. They got wooden stakes ready. This is a burden.
Once upon a time, there was a person named Bob with a shirt and shabby pants. At first, he started punching some wood, and then he went to find a place to build a house. After that, he went to get a load of blocks, and it was a burden to carry. Then a player joined the game. His name was Steve.
Okay.
Once upon a time, there was an attractive army man named Jacob. He was really strong. Jacob qualified to be the best fighter in the land. The army picked Jacob to be the leader because he was dependable. Previously, we were going to fight Asia to a threat they made. Asia had called our army shabby. To get ready to fight, we made a big meal. We had to thaw a lot of meat. Jacob.
Once upon a time, there was a zebra named Bob the 18th. He was a wild zebra, and he qualified to be recorded for a nature TV show. He previously was born as the runt of his family. His fur was shabby. He needed urgent help. He did not get the help he needed.
The previous week, I went to Disney World. I had to get consent from my teacher to miss school. We got there on a very dependable airplane. Our hotel room was attractive and had a large vanity to put our clothes in. The workers at the rides checked my height to see if I qualified to ride. Many rides had signs to indicate the wait times. The castle was very beautiful and not shabby. I said hi to Mickey Mouse, but got no response from him. It was very hot, so my Mickey Mouse ice cream thawed quickly. When we got home, it was urgent that I...
On my previous trip to the pet store, I had an urgent desire to get this one dog that I have always wanted, but my mom would not let me. I needed her consent so that I could qualify to adopt a dog. I tried to indicate to my mom that a dog would not be so difficult. I promised my mom that I would be dependable and take care of my dog. So my mom finally...
Once upon a time, there was a scientist who made a robot, and he named it Z. It was very attractive because it was very nice and likable. The scientist was very burdened, and the robot was too. The scientist was dying, and he consented Z to find a new scientist to live with. Also, Z is very dependable, and he went anywhere the scientist tells him where to go. There was a sign to indicate where the other scientist lives. So Z
Once on an attractive, peaceful world on Minecraft, there was a 16-year-old teen named Steve sitting on his bed. He liked messing with his own dependable diamond sword and playing with his own bow and arrow when it was raining out. Usually he will go to villagers on summer vacation, but in winter he just stays in his diamond mansion to stay safe from creepers.
Once upon a time, I found myself in a Candyland game. Everything around me was so attractive. Lollipops and gumdrops would indicate that I was in a dream. Ahead of me, I saw Lolly, the lollipop girl. She said she had a beautiful rainbow dress. It was not shabby. She asked me a question in an urgent way.
One day I was playing basketball on an ice court, but since the ball hit the ground so many times it froze. So then me, Scott, Anthony, and Vincent had to wait for it to thaw. To play basketball, a basketball is urgent. Our ball said response on it. The vanity of this bully was really annoying. The court is not too shabby. We qualified for basketball practice. The previous practice we did awesome.